What all have you lost due to your addiction?
Countless jobs, apartments, houses, guitars, girlfriends, half a thumb.
Let me see a half a thumb. Tell us, hold on, how did that happen? Hold on, nigga. Yeah, tell us, I'm curious.
What started as a phase has become a growing trend.
I am in need of, and probably everyone else is too, kindness. All right, my name's Jimmy. I'm 38 years old. Was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Been out here for about a year now. It's like my second time living out in Philly. Been all over the country, sometimes clean, more often than not stuck with a habit somewhere. San Francisco's Tenderloin District, Skid Row in LA, Yonkers, New York.
Been around, huh? That's what's up, man. It's good to travel. Are you a traveler also?
Yeah, you could say that. You know, it's some of the happier times in my life were when I was traveling. I mean, you know, the old saying, "Rolling stone gathers no moss," kind of picks up no habits either. So it's
Okay, so let's get started. Tell us, how did your addiction start?
So, I don't know, about 12 years old, I started messing around with like booze and weed. Stuck with those till I was about maybe 16, and girl I was messing with at the time was into cocaine, so I found myself into cocaine too. About a year after that, I went to a juvenile placement for 4 months, and while I was there, I met a bunch of kids my age. Some of them that used heroin, some of them that sold heroin, and from the dudes who I was talking to that sold it, they made a pretty penny off that shit, and I decided that was worth, you know, looking into. So upon my re-entry into the free world, I started selling heroin in Pittsburgh, and I don't know, it was like after a long like music festival or rave one weekend, I'd been up for a couple days, was kind of like frazzled out from doing coke and eating e-pills, and this chick that I sold dope to was like, well, you know, if you do a little bump of this, you won't feel any of that, and that was kind of it, man. I don't know, it wasn't like, I hear some people say like the first time they did it, they felt like instantly in love and like everything else took a backseat. It wasn't like that for me. Like, I still held down like legit jobs. I don't remember the feeling of being dope sick coming into play for at least like a good 6 months to a year after that first use. But once that hits, it's definitely like it's a different ball game. You know, know, for anyone familiar with any type of like psych class, there's this thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And the base of the pyramid is physical health. If you're not feeling physically well, I mean, you can't really go about any other activity until you do. So, you know, you wake up every day with that need, and so misconceptions. All right. Well, for instance, like a lot of people say that it's like a choice, like they choose to be like that, or they could get off it if they want to, or some shit like that. Like in my case, true enough, it was bad decisions that led me to this, but more often than not, I can tell you what generally is the case is a person that maybe like drank on the weekends or like smoked a little weed here and there, or maybe nothing at all, found themselves injured on the job or in a sport that they played or some shit like that, and some overriding doctor, you know, prescribed them Oxycontin or Percocet or some shit like that, and you know, after like 6 months of being prescribed these opiate pain medications, all of a sudden they find their prescription just cut one day, and they're thrown to the wolves all of a sudden. They have to adapt to a whole new lifestyle, you know. I don't know, we had met a couple times before I got picked up on a fugitive justice warrant out in Nevada, and I was in jail for a couple months, and during that time, her and my ex-girlfriend became like closer friends, and when I got out, I was kind of done with my ex, and I don't know, me and Kate found ourselves hanging out more and more, and
It happens.
yeah. Well, you know, no good deed goes unpunished, right? So where we were staying in San Francisco, a pretty serious confrontation took place between a dude I knew and, well, actually two people I knew. One I was kind of friends with, one I really didn't like so much. But the one I was sort of friends with found his prostitute girlfriend in bed with a dude, and kind of like snapped out and was going to town on this other cat with a baseball bat. And I don't know, basically to keep his ass from catching a murder beef, I kind of pulled the bat out of the situation. And you know, the dude who was getting beat really had no idea what was going on at the time, because he took a couple shots to the head at this point, and when he got out of the hospital, this little weasel that he hangs out with told him like, oh yeah, you know that punk ass dude Jimmy, I stopped the whole thing from happening, but you know, that Jimmy dude fucking took the bat and gave it back to the guy so he could continue beating you with it. And dude's like not like someone I worried about on a personal level as far as like a one-on-one confrontation, but like his gang is large and very well dispersed throughout the Bay Area.
Right.
And it just seemed like my choices were either like kill the dude myself or fucking get on somewhere else. And
you made the right choice to leave,
yeah,
but unfortunately you came back to Kensington. You ain't have anywhere else you could have went?
So we were planning on going back to Pittsburgh instead of Philly. My little brother at the time had been shacked up with this chick just north of here in a town called Horsham. And he called me up like, yo, I hear you're coming back to PA. Well, instead of like, you know, going to mom's house to get on your feet, why don't you come over here? And you know, we got this big like 3-bedroom house, and it's just us two staying in it. You know,
That was sweet.
and it sounded like a good idea, you know.
Yeah.
His girlfriend is just like a wicked, manipulative, blackout alcoholic, though, and this chick just does the most when she drinks, man. Like she's not herself if she's not causing all kind of problems for the people around her. Everything from calling the cops,
Drama, huh?
and shit, calling calling people's family members in the middle of the night. And
So because of that, your
Yeah,
girl
we-
told me she found out that both of y'all was getting high and she ain't like that, and that's why y'all got kicked out.
pretty much, yeah. She like she knew we got high going into the arrangement.
Okay with it at first, and then she just changed her mind.
I guess like once she actually had to live with it.
Too much for her, huh?
And that's not to say like I was necessarily causing any problems for her, and as far as like you know, I didn't like steal off her or anything, or like bring the cops around her house and nothing like that. She just she's like a real controlling person. So the fact that she couldn't like snap her fingers at us like, oh, quit doing that, and have it done, that ate her up inside, and more and more her focus became like getting rid of us, so she could have my brother all to herself again. Yeah.
So now I'm sorry, man. You and your girl out here homeless. What is it like having your girl out here with you?
Shit.
Do you worry about other
It's
guys?
like
or?
simultaneously stressful and a blessing. Like I don't necessarily worry about other guys with her. Like we have a certain level of trust between us. But you know, like I worry about her safety. And I mean the amount of stress that a habit brings into a relationship when one person is using is usually enough to break some people up. When both people are using, it's double, obviously, and throw homelessness into the mix, and as like there's at least once a day, I would say, we're arguing over something that would seem insignificant to an outsider.
What do you think you need to get your life together and to get off drugs?
I need medical detox and housing.
What all have you lost due to your addiction?
Countless jobs, apartments, houses, guitars, girlfriends, half a thumb.
Let me see, half a thumb. Tell us, hold on, how did that happen? Hold on, nigga. Yeah, tell us. I'm curious.
All right, so the fentanyl in the San Francisco area isn't like what they have here. It's not like shooters fentanyl. It's meant to be smoked, and the way most people do that, they like pour it on tinfoil and light it up and smoke through a straw, you know. I happen to be smoking at kind of like a little popular place where addicts sort of gather and hang out in the city, and a friend of mine walked past and asked if I had a straw he could use so he could smoke. I didn't have another one, so I took a razor and went to cut mine in half, and I like just barely nicked my thumb. I mean, it was hardly bleeding, but an infection set in that I couldn't fight. Like my body from the drugs and the malnutrition from not eating and shit, like it just, I couldn't fight it off. The infection went to the bone, and they
had to cut it, right?
Yeah, they had to cut it off.
Well, at least you're still alive. So now we about to wrap things up because I know she's sick and I don't want to take up too much of your time. So now, if you could give an advice to anyone younger than you about drug addiction, or you can give an advice to your younger self, what would your advice be?
That's a hard question, because I mean, I know I heard all the old heads that got high when I was young telling me, yo, you can't beat this shit, kid, don't trust me, don't try it. And it was like, yeah, what the you don't know me. So I don't know if there's anything I could say to a younger person that would make them listen.
What do you want the world to know about you?
I'm not just like some thoughtless degenerate. I care about people. I would rather see everyone happy and doing well at what they choose to partake in than see anyone fucked up or struggling out here.
Do you have children?
I do.
How many do you have?
I have a daughter and a son.
Oh, you got a dream combination. What's the relationship like now?
I mean, it's strained. I'm not there, obviously. I'm here. But I mean, they love their dad, and they know their dad loves them.
Okay. What are your short-term goals now?
Hoping to get into rehab any day now, really, and
that's awesome.
Start putting the pieces back together.
If your friends or your family see this video, what message would you like to send to them?
I love you guys. I'm sorry for any pain I ever put you through. Favorite holiday season? Halloween.
Wow.
You don't ever really see people all depressed about Halloween. I've seen people suicidal over Christmas.
Yo, he got a good point. Yeah, that's a good one. There are a lot of people in this world who judge people who struggle with drug addiction. What's your message for the world?
Be careful, because a good many people I know never saw this for themselves.
Okay. Anything else you would like the world to know about you?
I'd much rather work than beg or steal, so if you got a job that needs done, holler at me.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, you know. Holler at my boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with my hands. you know, construction type stuff, roofing, cement work, shit like that.
And how do we get in touch with you? No email?
I don't right now. No, I kind of like gave up.
Social media?
Yeah.
So remember, guys, don't be bitter, be better. Until next time, we out there. Peace out.
What started as a phase has become a growing trend. I guess what I can follow is my self-delusion. Cut me a piece, just a piece of that pie. Don't matter what, I am missing the high. Melting me down with that kerosene smile. Was full of hope, now I'm turning senile.